The Pokemon films all have on average performed with acceptable storytelling so far. Only some were truly just lousy in their execution. Some, depending on weak villain motivation or backstories. When audiences can see through that is when it feels very disappointing. It's even more disheartening, though, when there is no villain, and viewers are left seeing events happen due to nonsensical reasons. As the first feature film with the new US voice cast after getting through the rough time that was the mastermind of Mirage Pokemon, fans should be expecting an improvement. After viewing, it's slightly better, but still has issues, but for different reasons. Really, it comes down to how the story is set up more than anything else. And this is unfortunately where it gets difficult to sit through. Worked on by the same Yuyama-Sonoda duo, the story is about the city of Alamos, which has two musical towers built at the center of it all. The two towers represent space and time, which is also related to the legendary Pokemon Palkia and Dialga, respectively. If these two creatures cross paths, their dimensions warp, causing catastrophic damage. The only one who seems to be aware of this is Darkrai, voiced by Scott Williams, a Pokemon that causes nightmares and is shunned from the city of Alamos. And of course, Ash and company are headed straight towards that event that is bound to happen. There they also meet Alice, voiced by Christine Havam, and Tonio, voiced by Rich McNana, who are close childhood friends. The concept sounds initially okay, but upon further analysis, things don't really add up or seem rather pointless. The biggest issue is the conflict between characters. In this case, the Pokemon. Palkia and Dialga are this entry's big baddie Pokemon. But the thing is, they aren't villains, and that's okay. The problem is their purpose. The whole plot is due to them crossing paths and deciding to fight about it. For what? What's the reason? Does one want the other's job? Or did just one Pokemon wake up that morning in a rotten mood? And being that they're Pokemon, an answer in English is like expecting to win the lottery. The choices are beyond low. Prior to the main story, the film refers to all past movies and shows how Pokemon live among each other, including the legendary ones. So why can't Palkia and Dialga? Aren't they aware of each other's presence? If these two hardheads didn't get mad at each other, then this whole issue could have been avoided. Not to mention, wasn't Celebi from the fourth film the Pokemon that controlled time? Topping it off are the other side characters. Alice is the only one who has a stake in the game. The script probably could have found a way to just make it about her and the two new legendaries, mitigating Tonio and Darkrai altogether. The problem is, the characters just aren't that interesting. Darkrai just plays elusive the whole time, despite that it's a Pokemon that can speak English, like Team Rocket's Meowth. Speaking of which, Jessie, James, and Meowth have more of a part to play in this feature. Why does it have to be when the story isn't good, though? It's hard to say. And although the side characters are not that interesting, the voice acting is better than the mastermind of Mirage Pokemon. Emily Bauer as Dawn joins Sarah Natasheni in Ash's company after doing Season 10 of the show, and she performs just fine. Rich McNana as Tonio also voiced Jack Walker in Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Christine Havam as Alice was her first voice acting credit and managed fine too. As for Scott Williams as Darkrai, he actually managed to sound like Dan Green sometimes. How Darkrai became a liked character is a mystery. Cinematography was again taken care of by Takeya Mitsutani, but again, not sure what that was. If anything, the animation and music composed by Shinji Miyazaki was nice to hear. Although not many tracks were distinguishable, and no domestic album release is available, the main song, Aracian, is a different kind of track to hear, coming from an organ. The actors all perform well, along with some different sounding music. Regrettably, this does not make up for the premise this particular entry has. The reason for the whole plot feels baseless, and the majority of supporting characters feel like they weren't exactly needed to resolve it either.